What's up, everybody? TJ here. Real quick before we get started with the episode, I'm testing out a new feature called Fan Mail, which is where you can actually text me from the episode that you're listening to. So as you're listening to this, go over to the episode description, and right there at the beginning, you're going to see some text that says, send me a text message. Go ahead, click that. Let me know what you think about the podcast so far. Let me know of any questions, concerns, anything you might have. I love to hear from you. So go ahead, hit that up. I'm excited to read your text, and let's get started with the episode. Hey, what's up, everybody? TJ here. What you're about to hear is one of our bonus episodes that's available only to patrons. It's a mantra/meditation episode. And while that sounds kind of weird, what it really is a growth mindset episode. So our patrons get access weekly to these spoken episodes, these mini podcast episodes, where we talk about that growth mindset, that leadership, mental, emotional well-being. So we cover all the aspects that, as we always talk about, have a lot of pull into what we do in the fire service beyond just the strategy and tactics. So that's just one of the benefits of being a patron. You have access to these mini podcast episodes, but also on the topic of podcast, our patrons get early access to the main podcast. So while you might be listening to this podcast on a Wednesday morning, by now our patrons have had access to this for the past 4 days. Just one of the many perks. Another huge perk that Josh is now going to talk about is our workout program.
Every single day, you're going to get a daily workout. You log into the Patreon app, you're going to get a daily workout that you can do as an individual or with your shift. Additionally, once a week, I'm doing weekly mobility videos that are going to help with injury prevention and rehab to make you feel better and make you better prepared for the job. You're going to get a 30-day workout plan in addition to these other two things that we've already talked about. With a 30-day workout plan, you're going to get 1 month of workouts. You're going to get certain benchmark workouts that are going to prepare you for this job. There's progression charts to show growth and some goals that you can work towards. There's station drills. There's a month of written growth mindset meditations that we're going to have in there. And there's a lot more in this document. It's going to be a living document that I regularly go back into to try to continuously improve just for your benefit.
As you can see, our patrons get a lot of value every week. So head on to keepthepromisefire.com, check out the different tiers, see what you like, and enjoy this bonus mantra episode.
Welcome to the Keep the Promise podcast, where we help build resilient and well-rounded firefighters.
Part of what will make you awesome at this job is not getting burnout. Training for this profession should be a constant pursuit. On the last day we're able to step foot on the rig, we may run the call of our careers. We can never train too much for a calling that can kill us. I will argue, though, that this could be taken too far. I used every day when I wasn't at work to think about work, to work overtime, do trades, spend more time at the volunteer firehouse, more so than even at my paid firehouse. And if there was free time, I would attend out-of-state training. I would buy books. I'd read the trade magazines. I would say yes to every extra assignment and opportunity that was asked of me. I learned a ton and has been invaluable over my career. But there was absolutely a cost. I spent less time with friends and family. I missed my favorite bands when they came into town. I turned down vacations. I turned down relationships and experiences for work. Over time, it finally went boiling over, and I definitely burnt the candle at both ends. And ultimately, I became a yes man. I got burnt out. We can all identify the people on our teams that bring tons of value to the group, but we have to pull it out of them. They become more reclusive. They are uninspired. They lack energy. We have to look within ourselves and ask, am I doing too much? Am I still a productive member of the team? And am I a good person to be around? If not, you need to come up for air. A healthy firefighter is one that finds balance in all things. Go on vacation. Go more than once a year. See your favorite band when they're playing nearby. Maybe turn off the educational podcast and put on your favorite music. Say yes when your kids ask for ice cream. Invest in the relationships that actually matter. Take your spouse, take your friends out to brunch, go get meals, go get drinks. The day you retire, they're going to have somebody else to fill your seat the very next day. And when this world goes to shit and there aren't enough living to bury the dead, you'll reflect on the times you spent with those that mattered most to you. It's not going to be the overtime shift. That got a little intense at the end.
Dude, that hits hard. That hits really hard. 'Cause I think all of
100%.
us, I guarantee you there's somebody listening right now who is like, whoa,
I feel called out.
I've had this conversation with so many people. They're like, dude, I'm doing so much and like I'm starting to lose the passion. It's because you've immersed yourself in it too much. You haven't come up for air. I remember being on the executive board of the union and some major discipline thing came through. And I'm supposed to take my wife out. It's literally 9:30 on a Friday night, and she's sitting there all dolled up, sitting on the couch while we're having a conference call because some dude's getting ready to get fired. Or I'd have a chief like, hey, do you want to do this command unit thing, or you want to be a tech for this thing or that thing? And at a certain point, my wife was like, you got to stop. This is affecting us, right? I remember, so one of my favorite bands and singers of all time, Chris Cornell, Audio Slave, like absolute legend.
R.I.P.
Dude, it crushed me when he died.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to see him. A lot of my friends from the volunteer house were going to go see him when he was playing in town. I wanted to ride the bar on the tower. So I missed it. I was like, nah, I'll catch him next time. And there wasn't a next time. One of the most influential singers for me. Nah, I've never seen live.
And for music.
And
like
I regret it. And I've made a commitment to myself. Like if there's a band that I want to see, even remotely, that's nearby, I'm going to go see them. Because it crushed me when that happened.
Dude. Yeah.
So we talked about you can't steer a parked car. You got to keep moving. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to grind when it's appropriate. This is the other side of that spectrum, right? We got to find that balance. So
it's hard. Your wife was the one that kind of made you take stock of that, or did you have somebody else?
No, I needed it. Like I was feeling it, and I was the feeling that I was letting people down. When they'd ask something of me, I'm like, they're asking me because maybe they respect me. They think I can handle it. And at a certain point, though, my wife's like doing way too much. And like, she helped me realize that I'm not being good. Like I'm being stretched too thin, and my quality is going down and all those things because I got too many irons in the fire.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's so funny. It's the significant others that, thankfully, we're lucky that we have ones that say something. My girlfriend had the same conversation with me. I was post-Woodscape. I was doing my typical take on all the trainings that I can. I think it was going to be the third time that calendar year, that I was going down to Alabama for hazmat training. And she pretty much said, what are you doing? It's not like you're learning anything new. It's not like you're doing something monumental. You're going to learn something that you already know, and you're letting everybody behind. Like you're leaving everybody behind. You're letting them down. Your business is suffering. Your relationship is suffering. Like I want to have her here telling her side, because it's just gut wrenching, because again, I was so focused on these things. Like, yes, people are going to count on me for the hazmat team, for special ops, for doing all of these emergency operations center things. They'll call me. It's going to be great. But again, what happens if tomorrow I can't do the job? Somebody's going to replace me. Somebody's going to be in my spot.
Very next day.
And I'm going to be left picking up the pieces of something that I broke. No, thank you. We had to have a conversation with one of our newer guys a couple years ago, and it went in one ear and out the other, because he basically said, why are you guys going on vacation? I'm going to stay here at work and go to Blazes. And that kind of took me back, because I used to think that way.
Oh, totally.
I know you and I had talked about it, how we used to just get mad that the crew went to a fire without us. And
wreck our day. Wreck our day.
So bad. So, like, you're so annoyed. You walk in, you smell the smoke on their gear, and you're like, these fucking guys. But then, like, for what? It was a fire. That's cool. We've been to a couple. We're going to go to a couple more. I'd rather hang out in Ocean City with my girl. Yeah. I'd rather go to a concert. Dirty Heads are in town. I'm going to be listening to Dirty Heads and having a grand old time. It's going to sound awful, but I could be looking in the distance and our entire, like, district is on fire. Be like, well, I'll deal with that when I get there. But for right now, Dirty Heads are playing and I'm a happy guy. And I think it's very important to have that balance. And I also think it's important for us and for the people with whom this resonates to take the younger folks under their wing and try to keep them from the burnout early.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you don't have to feel guilty if you're taking a mental health day. You don't have to feel bad about taking vacation. You don't have to build your vacation leave, sick leave balance as high as possible. You're not going to get a prize for it.
Make sure it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Like it's not excessive.
Take care of yourself.
But yeah, absolutely. You can't take it with you.
There were guys who retired from my old station who were so proud to have 2,000 plus hours of sick leave in their account.
Oh yeah, their bounces.
And
That's
I'm
insane.
like, for what, bro? Like, for what? Number one, you're getting a little bit of money back from it, but it's not like, to me, and maybe I'm not a company man, but you get nothing out of it. The fire chief is not going to come back and give you congratulations and hug you. HR is happy. They don't have to pay you out. Yeah. They're happy you didn't take the leave, but you missed out on so many things. I keep joking, and I work with a battalion chief, and I tell her all the time, I'm leaving with like negative balances. But I'm like, yeah, they're going to be chasing after me. Be like, you have to work a couple more shifts. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm done.
Right, I'm out of here.
Like by the time it comes to retirement season, I'm gone.
So my wife was just telling me not too long ago that some of the happiest people, and this is in direct relation to like vacation time. Mm-hmm. Like when I grew up, we had our one vacation a year. We went to the beach. That was our thing. Some of the happiest people and that have the best outlooks are the ones that take multiple throughout the year. And a lot of times it's like the 3-4 days, like long weekends here and there. But think about it. So many people get in that habit of, I got my 1, maybe 2 weeks. I do my beach thing in the summer when the kids are off and we're going to go and that sort of thing. That's awesome if that's your thing. But you're telling me the other 51 weeks of that year,
right?
You're not doing something to like let your guard down,
right?
Decompress, come up for air, spend time with the relationships. And maybe you have hobbies, and if you have the hobbies and you're putting time in elsewhere, maybe little bits every single day, that's going to keep you going. That's awesome. But I think so much comes down to the relationships again, right? Spouses, kids, your peers. Spend time with your shift mates outside the like that is huge for growth, and that lends itself to the burnout. Yeah, you can all spend time in the firehouse, but it is 100% different when you get outside the firehouse. Same people, same dynamics. There might be still the same baggage or awesome things that are going on, but it is 100% different when you get outside that atmosphere and just go somewhere, whether it be breakfast, you got an event, you go see a concert together, whatever the case may be, you do an overnight somewhere, get away from the firehouse. It's okay. I promise you, it's still going to be standing. Things are going to be fine. But you got to do that for your mental health and clarity. 100% guaranteed you're going to be a better firefighter when you come back.
And you're going to be so much tighter with your crew.
Yes, like you're going to be more motivated.
You now know them on so many different levels. You're just closer. You spend some time. I mean, my best buddy George and I, everybody knows us. Like we've been on adventures and misadventures together. We've gone on like random trips, and I trust that dude with my life all day, every day. But that's because I spent a lot of time with him outside of the firehouse. We know each other's families. We know each other's stories. It's not just a transactional coworker.
Yeah. And what we do, it has to be more than that. It has to be deeper. Like you said, it can't be transactional.
Yeah.
It can't be. And that trust that you build outside the firehouse when you come back in, when shit really hits the fan, that's when that's really going to come into play.
Absolutely.
That's when,
because now you know them fully. You know that person fully. They know you fully. They know your flaws. They know your strengths. They know everything about you. So it's, I don't know, I feel it's key. It is so important. And
it's easier to check in too. Like you can break through to people easier because you have that connection. Like, dude, something's off.
Yeah.
I know it. Come clean. What's going on? And if you don't know, I don't know you, like back off. But no, you're right. Like I'm going through something. And then you can check in with them, check their headspace. So yeah, come up for air, people.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that episode on Burnout. Burnout is one of those things that's pretty sneaky and pretty deadly in the fire service. It comes when we least expect it, and it can take a successful firefighter and just crush that person. So make time for the stuff that's enjoyable outside the fire department. Hang out with your family, go to those concerts, just do things outside of the firehouse, because remember, balance is key. As always, we want to give a special shout out to those patrons who have pledged $10 or more in their specific tiers on our Patreon. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. You are continuing this adventure. You guys that I'm about to name are just helping us do awesome things, and we are so thankful for you. Without further ado, thank you goes out to Brandon F., Brett R., Jacob Z., Adam E., Isaac L., Kevin T., Nick M., Tess M., Michael L., Raymond G., Nathan B., David C., Gary A., Tyler F., Mikey A., Owen N., and Joshua P. Guys, that's a huge number of people who are supporting this Patreon. This is just incredible. We are so thankful for you guys. Thank you for checking out the podcast. Keep on being awesome. Be safe. We'll catch you later. Hey, everyone. It's TJ here from Keep the Promise. As you know, this podcast is all about helping firefighters become more resilient and well-rounded so that they can be a force for good within their fire department and their community. But today, I want to talk to you about something that's just as important, and that is supporting firefighters who are going through tough times. When one of our fellow firefighters is off work because they have to go to the Center for Excellence, they have to go to rehab, they have mental health issues, or they have other health issues, it really takes away their support system and it wreaks havoc on their finances and their family's finances. And many times, these brothers and sisters are left to struggle alone, away from their support system and the people who love them without the resources they need to recover. That's why I'm setting a bold new goal. That is to reach 150 total patrons on Patreon so that we can start a fund to help firefighters and their families during these challenging times. And I need your help to make it happen. With your support on Patreon, we'll be able to provide financial assistance to firefighter families who are battling things like addiction, depression, and cancer. We're going to help alleviate the financial strain that can come with being away from the fire department so that our brothers and sisters can focus on healing and recovering. Now, reaching 150 total patrons is a big goal, but I believe that we can do it together. And when we do, we'll be able to make a real difference in the lives of those who serve and protect alongside us. So, if you're not already a patron, I invite you to join us today. Head over to joinkeepthepromise.com and sign up today. Again, that is joinkeepthepromise.com. And if you already are a patron, thank you so much for your support. You'll be receiving some exclusive rewards and perks as a way of saying thanks. Together, let's show our fellow firefighters that we've got their back just like they always have ours. Thank you for listening. Let's get started with the episode.